The Safford School District Governing Board is exploring starting a program that involves the placement of supportive signs throughout neighborhoods, municipal vehicles, and more in an effort to create a positive environment for the area's youth.
We feel like if it's something that we want to bring here, we need to make everybody aware of it and share. You know, we had our tragedies in 2017 and even before. 2017 is when we had our community meeting, those that remember, to bring everybody together as a community and talk about some of the constructive decisions some of our youth were making. And we just come out, because we said the suicides that happened and other things that went on. And so we feel that if there's anything we can continue to do to help our kids realize how important they are, and their life is so much more important than just ending it so quickly.
Well, when we got home from staking these 20 signs around town, I had a neighbor who messaged me and said, "I think you're the ones who did this, but you should go on Facebook. People are talking about them. And not only that, they want signs in their yards." And that is how the movement started. Pretty quickly into developing this movement, which was totally accidental, we realized we had to scale because there were a lot of requests coming from a lot of different directions. And now it wasn't just Oregon, it was all over. So we built a website, we made an e-commerce, and we started to get more legit in how we ran our side of things. Well, that made it accessible for people to share on Instagram. People are wanting to spread the hope in their towns.
After showing the promotional video, Van Winkle encouraged the community leaders from the Safford City Council to join the movement and spread the word to other communities as well.
Man, if we could make this a citywide, really a community through all of our communities, it would be great. Can you imagine driving in neighborhoods and seeing 10 or so of these in every neighborhood? The way that we can touch lives and then help people.
High-achieving students and members of the board spoke to the Gila Herald afterward and expressed their desire to see such a program succeed.
I don't like people thinking about the suicide thing, or, you know, that their life doesn't matter, because it does. And to me, love is really important, and some people don't have it, and I think everybody should have it, because some people don't see the picture behind of what they could be if they put their mind through it.
I feel like it'd be important because I feel like I've had a lot of close friends that do feel like they are worthless or that they're not enough, and it really, it breaks my heart to know that, and it feels like I can't really help all the time. And I feel like even with these signs, like how they always say, it's the simple things, you know, that matters. And I feel like even with this, it's just, when you look around our community, I feel like it's going to be a nice constant reminder that, you know, you are enough, and no matter what happens, that you have a community to fall back on, and that, you know, you're loved.
I think it can't do anything but help. We've got such negative news coming at us from all angles, social media, TV, music, all kinds of things, just negative. So a spot of, I think, something positive just out of nowhere, you see it, can spark somebody's interest and give them a little bit of hope.
It's going to hit every child in this valley. Thatcher, Pima, Fort Thomas, Solomon, all those kids have the same problem as everybody else, but they hide it. And for us to come out and show our support for these kids, you know, during the summer food program, you see a lot of these kids, and we've talked to some have said, yeah, you may not see me around anymore. So you kind of have to worry about what these kids are thinking about, and to see these signs, you know, on buses, around people's homes, through the town, on the marquees in town, everywhere. It would be a breath of fresh air to these kids to see that we do love them and we do care for them.
I think everybody, whether it's a student or an adult, I think we're all overwhelmed at times, whether it's being overwhelmed at school, whether it's being overwhelmed at your job, or just life in general. Like Julie said, there is a lot of negative out there. I believe that we all want hope in our lives, and we want to be loved. We want to know truth. And I believe all these positive reaffirmations will just hopefully touch somebody's heart. And if it touches your heart, then it will be able to be paid forward because you will have known that hope. And if it just helps one person, it's all worth it.
You know, I hope that it just gets a conversation started, not only in our community, but in the home. And I think if positive messages are out there in the community, that the kids will bring it home, or maybe that will start a conversation at home, and that's what's talked about instead of the negative things that happen during the day, because there's plenty of that going on, like Julie mentioned. And I hope that it also brings those who are struggling, gives them an opportunity to have a different outlet. If they see that, you know, there are positive messages, and maybe they'll be more willing to reach out to someone else and maybe not think so much and kind of drown in their own worries and that, you know, that spiral that happens when we start to deal with things that are depressing or gives us stress. I'm grateful for the inspiration that Shirley brought to this. That when we saw this in the last board meeting, it was really neat, and I'm glad that we've taken the next step.
Yes.
And I hope that it catches fire. It'd be great.
And it was quoted in this video or somewhere, life is messy, but we're in this together.
The byproduct of creating moments like this, I never in a million years would have seen coming. And the second byproduct is probably meeting other people like-minded. There's actually a lot of hope and a lot of good happening. It just doesn't make the news always. And I've made some really neat connections with people in my community that are doing similar crazy movements, and now we're kind of all in this together. People are really thirsty for truth and love and hope. I think it's just a little astonishing that something so simple can be so profound.
Reporting from Safford for the Gila Herald, I'm John Johnson.